news this morning.
We're learning more about the fiery wrong-way crash in July that killed 2 drivers.
Sir, there's no reason for you to do that.
What are you doing?
Sir!
What are you doing?
You kept trying to come up on me. Stay right there. Stay right there.
Plus, a Roane State student sues Rockwood police for wrongful arrest. We're going to show you the video. And the 2016 Summer Olympics now underway. We'll take a look inside the opening ceremony. Good Saturday morning to you, 7 o'clock here this morning. And Kyle Granger's usually here, but today he's not. We are graced with the presence of Whitney Kent doing weather. Good morning, Whitney. How are you?
Hi, so good. How are you doing?
I'm great. We're so glad to have you this morning.
We're having fun this morning,
We're
right?
having so much fun. And
that's right.
We're sticking to the 3 H's you were saying.
Oh, right. Hot, hazy, and humid. Boom.
Boom.
There
Big
you
hair.
like it. Big hair. That's not an H. Okay.
All right, thanks, Whitney. A former Roane State basketball player claims Rockwood officers used excessive force when they wrongfully arrested him last summer. The result, Xavier Howard says he lost his scholarship and had to drop out of school because he couldn't afford the tuition. We now have a copy of the body cam footage that shows what happened that night.
Stay right there.
Allegedly contradicts the officer's written statement, in it the officer claims he warned Howard several times to back away, and when he didn't, he used pepper spray. Howard is now suing that officer, another officer, and the city of Rockwood for more than $1.2 million. This is a story we're going to stay on top of, so stay with local8now.com for details. Also in Roane County, a former Rockwood City employee is accused of making death threats. A tip came in that Tom Pierce was threatening to kill city employees. Officers then pinged his phone to find his location near Rockwood High School, putting the students on lockdown there. Authorities later found him and pulled him over just 2 miles from the school. Officers found several loaded guns in the car with extra ammunition. Police say Pierce was cooperative and placed in protective custody. Charges are now pending. Pierce used to be the public works chief in Rockwood, but was suspended. A separate investigation alleges that Pierce bought $12,000 worth of weapons on a city credit card back in 2013. Well, medical reports show that the wrong-way driver of a deadly crash on I-40 had blood alcohol level more than double the legal limit. Investigators say Anthony Swartz had been in the Old City the night of the crash and seen on Summit Hill Drive. They believe Swartz entered James White Parkway from Summit Hill in the wrong direction. It was only a short period of time after that when Swartz's SUV slammed head-on into a westbound tractor-trailer, killing Swartz and the driver of the truck. The Roane County Sheriff's Office is sorting through more than $60,000 worth of stolen property. Investigators say the person responsible mainly targeted Tractor Supply, Home Depot, Lowe's, and charges are now pending for that individual. Maryville police say a 3-month-old infant was having trouble breathing, and when they looked into it, the baby tested positive for meth. Now the child's mom is in jail. 24-year-old Taylor Renee Lumpkin is charged with aggravated child abuse and aggravated neglect or endangerment. A man pretending to be a Knoxville police officer is now facing charges. Police say Kenneth Sharp went into several businesses in downtown Knoxville and Westtown Mall pretending to be Officer Anthony Sharp so he could get discounts. Police say Sharp has done this several times in years past. He's now charged with theft and impersonating an officer. KPD says Sharp may have scammed other businesses, so if you think you're a victim, call police. Scary moments for a dentist who got attacked by a shark.
And just kaboom, something hit me in the side of the face, and I could not imagine what it was because I was in the middle of the ocean.
The shark took a huge bite out of Dr. Cutbirth's face and his knee. Now, luckily, he could still swim up to the surface once the shark let him go. Now, once he got to the clinic, the only nurse on the island had never treated a shark bite wound before. So Cutbirth, remember, he's a dentist. He talked her through the procedure, which took over 30 stitches. Hundreds of protesters filled the streets in Rio yesterday ahead of the Olympics opening ceremony. Now, it was done to show their discontent with the games. The protesters marched right outside the stadium. Police were in full force riot gear last night to clear out the protesters, and several of them have been arrested. A woman in Maryville is still trying to understand why someone would burn 2 of her American flags right in her front yard. Yesterday, her son, a veteran, and the American Legion Post installed a new flagpole, complete with a new light that's going to shine on the flag every day.
Wouldn't hurt a flea.
Phillips says he's overwhelmed by the support the entire community has given to help dedicate the new flag. Well, some U.S. senior citizens are up in arms over difficulty accessing their Social Security accounts online. The problem? A new security measure added this week requiring users to enter a code to access their account. Now, this code is sent to users via text message and expires after just 10 minutes. So that means users who don't have cell phones that receive text really have no way to access their accounts online. The Social Security Administration admits that this is an issue, but they don't have any solution to the problem at this point. UT is getting ready to welcome the newest Vols to Big Orange Country. Move-in day for most first-year students starts at 8 next Saturday morning. 7,200 students are going to be moving into the dorms for the fall semester. Classes start on Wednesday, August 17th. We have certainly felt the heat here in East Tennessee, but it was pretty bad for a group of high school students who don't have any air conditioning in their school. So what better way to beat the heat than to rap about it? It's a video now picking up viral steam online. In our next half hour, we're going to share more of the video set to a song you might just recognize. I'll give you a hint here. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. I think I do a pretty good job there. Plus, how they're hoping to grab the attention of Ellen DeGeneres. And all eyes are on Rio as the 2016 Olympic Games are officially underway. At 6:15, Jamie Yukas takes us inside the opening ceremony.
On the way. That's a look at your forecast. Now back to Kelsey.
All right, thanks, Whitney. 11 athletes from the University of Tennessee will compete in the 2016 Olympics in Rio. The athletes are current and former Vols who are representing 6 different countries in 4 separate sports. 6 athletes from UT will compete for the United States. You can see a full list of 11 UT athletes and the countries they will represent on utsports.com. And Russia's Olympic team will have 271 of its athletes allowed to compete in this year's games. The International Olympic Committee confirmed the number on Thursday night. 118 Russian athletes were declared ineligible. Russia's status in the Summer Games has been up in the air since the World Anti-Doping Agency accused the country's athletes of wide-scale drug use. The eyes of the world are focused on Rio, but the country is putting on the Games at a time of economic and political turmoil. Jamie Yukas takes us inside the Brazilian city's first big test, the opening ceremony.
Jamie Yukas, CBS News.
Highlights on the formal opening day of competition include the men's cycling road race, women's swimming finals, and men's track. Well, an old-fashioned American drive-in is something that everyone can appreciate. And if you've driven through Loudoun County, you might have one in mind. In about 3 minutes, local news anchor Brittany Nada takes us to Carl's Drive-In. Well, it's safe to say if you've been in business for more than 50 years, you got to be doing something right. Well, in this case, it's classic American burgers and hot dogs. Local 8 News anchor Brittany Nada takes us to Carl's Drive-In in Loudoun County for a taste in this week's Foodie Friday. A fundraiser that serves coffee with pups on the side. Welcome back, 7:25 here this morning. They came by the hundreds and they didn't let up, coming early to get a spot for a cuddly opportunity.
For hours, people lined up in Vancouver, Canada, waiting for a chance to cuddle with a furry friend. Now, this is Cups and Pups, a pop-up coffee shop that took shape for a few hours in Vancouver. A $10 donation bought you 20 minutes with a puppy and a cup of joe.
Sounds like a good deal to me. It supported the animal shelter in Vancouver, raising funds and awareness and showcasing adorable adoptable pets in a cafe setting. Only small groups were allowed in for the quick meet and greet with the pups.
This is the safe injection site of puppy fixes.
It was such a success that they may repeat the event, hoping the sweet conversation between dogs and humans will turn into a forever home.
So cute.
I love it so much.
I want them to do that here so bad.
I do too.
I mean, just
be a
the
fun
cutest
story to
idea. Puppies, coffee, perfect.
Yes.
Well, in our next half hour, some students tried to beat the heat by rhyming.
This is so great. You have to see it. So at 7:34, see why a parody of a familiar tune, The Fresh Prince, is making its way around the internet.
Welcome back, 7:29 here this Saturday morning. We're glad you're joining us for today. Glad you're joining us for today, Whitney.
Yes, Kyle on vacation, possibly a cruise, you never know. But yeah, I'm here and loving it. So nice to be here. So today, not too bad. We're looking at your typical summertime forecast. All right, so she's talented. She's from Tennessee. And she's 12 years old. And no, I wasn't talking about Kelsey. Oh. It's Emmy. I know you thought I was.
I know.
It's Emmy Sunshine, and she stole our hearts with the first time we heard her sing.
Everything.
It's a good attitude there. She can do it all. Emmy says next week she'll be going on tour in Canada. And then in October, she's going to be going to Branson, Missouri and playing opening Get this, for Loretta Lynn. No big deal there.
Oh, that's so exciting.
What a superstar, just 12 years old, and
I
she's
know.
rocking it.
And she's adorable,
Yeah,
too.
we're glad to call her our own here in East Tennessee.
I love that.
Something special. Well, if you've taken kids to locally owned smart toys and books, you already know it's been a popular place over the years for families to let kids play as they check out all the toys.
Now listen, the store did close, which I was so shocked over, but it's been reopened under new ownership, and it's taking the play aspect.
Well, a massive alligator is adjusting to a new home after being booted out from where he lived for 26 years.
And we're not talking about a swamp, but a third story of a home. Take a look. The 6 foot 150 pound gator named Wally had a whole family taking care of him.
Yet Wally became a community icon, but now town officials say he's got to go, even though the gator's owner says the big guy wouldn't hurt a fly.
We built a pond for him. We built an entranceway for him to get in and out of the shelter. You know, he's caged in where he's never going to be able to get loose.
His owner fed the gator mostly pizza, but now Wally is living in a local zoo. The zoo says Wally is sharing his new home with another gator, and both get along just fine. Pizza.
And hey, speaking of pizza for humans, it seems like the perfect thing for a college campus, but no one has thought of it until now.
Yeah, this is proof that dreams do come true. There's a pizza ATM at Xavier University. The university teamed up with a company to make it all happen, and it's being installed right outside the dining hall.
I really want to try this. UT, we need one. So the company says it will be online by next month and will be stocked with 70 pizzas at a time. It will cost $10 and be cooked, sliced, and boxed before you grab it from the machine. It takes about 3 minutes to do.
Maybe Wally can take a field trip there. Get him some pizza from the ATM.
Pizza, amazing.
Pizza and gators go together.
Pizza and
like
gators, y'all.
Peanut butter and jelly, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know if they do.
Think so.
I don't think so.
That was a good try.
I know, thank you. Well, you might say these next students are too cool for school, but you can't because there's no air conditioning in their school.
Woo! So they're trying to get some help from Ellen DeGeneres by rapping to get through the heat. Mike Anderson has this unique story. Let's a look at your forecast. Now to Kelsey.
All right, thanks, Winnie. Escape room games are popping up all over the area, and Local 8 News reporter Casey Wheelis shows us how a local game is making sure that everyone can participate. Escape Game Knoxville is owned by a local group. They're going to customize any room to fit specific needs for anyone who wants to go play. Well, a lot of people let the dog tag along when they go out for a run. One marathoner noticed a stray was following behind him for casually about 75 miles. In about 3 minutes, we'll explain how he plans to give the dog a home. Well, the next story is a heartwarming one that started with a little dog running across China's Gobi Desert. Reporter Robin Curnow explains why, if all goes as planned, there's going to be a happy ending in Scotland.
Dion Leonard has run some. Robin Curnow, CNN.
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Leonard adds that the leftover money from Gobi's crowdfunding site is going to be donated to a dog shelter. Very cute. Well, do you like NASCAR racing? Well, how about video games? If you're nodding your head right now, well, this is the story for you. You've probably seen drones out flying around. They've been used for aerial photography and even monitoring crops. But a group of flyers think they can turn their hobby into a full-fledged sport, drone racing.
Your forecast. Kelsey, back to you.
All right, thanks, Whitney. Well, you may know that our Chef Walter loves using peaches in his cooking, and this week is no different. Today, Chef Walter has peaches and cream cheese crumble. Well, we still got a few more minutes to spend you with this morning. Lucky you guys.
Yay! So when we come back in about 3 minutes, we'll have more stories that will start your day, including, I love this, the world's largest rubber duck.
Well, the replica in this next story might be a little too big to fit in your bathtub.
And by the size of it, it might be better suited for the closest lake or river for the largest rubber duck. Hello, look at that bad boy.
Whoa!
I know, here it is. Big enough to fit in the Fox River in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
It is huge. It's affectionately known as Mama Duck. It takes about 2.5 hours to inflate her. After she's done with her swim in the Green Bay, she's going to head out for a dip in Lake Superior. Very neat.
Till like November, all right? Because I just love summer.
I do that with Christmas. Like even when it's like February, I'm like, oh, it's still Christmas season.
Ho, 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 ho.
I know.
That was
Well,
a good try.
before we go, I just want
Yeah?
to take this time to say a big congratulations to Amanda Hera, who is getting married today in Norway. So we want to send her our best wishes. I wish I could be there, but I know she's going to be a beautiful bride. Her and her fiance Odin are going to have a great time. So, but thank you all for joining us today, and thank you, Whitney, for being here as well.
Totally.
Hope you have a great weekend. Bye, guys.